As a Muslim, there has always been debate about movies. Some scholars consider them a waste of time. Some say they distract the heart. Some say they slowly normalize things that weaken our faith. And honestly, they are not completely wrong. We live in a generation where hours disappear in front of screens. 2 hours becomes four, one episode becomes five, and before you realize it, your time, your focus, even your emotions have been shaped by stories that have nothing to do with your identity. But here is the real question. If a Muslim is going to watch something anyway, if you are already living in a world surrounded by media, then what exactly are we choosing to feed our hearts with? Because not every story is empty, not every film is pointless. Some stories remind you of sacrifice, some remind you of patience, some remind you of leadership, some make you love the Sahaba more, some make you reflect on oppression, justice, loyalty, courage, and trust in Allah. So this video is not about promoting entertainment for the sake of entertainment. It is about choosing better stories. If you are going to sit down for 2 hours, let it be something that strengthens your understanding of Islam. Let it be something that deepens your respect for those who carried this religion before you. Let it be something that makes you think, reflect, and maybe even improve. So today, I'm going to be talking about 8 movies and series every Muslim should watch when they have free time. Not movies you watch just to pass time, not movies you watch and forget the next day, but stories that stay with you, stories that teach you something, stories that make you reflect long after you have finished watching. If you are going to relax, if you are going to sit down with your phone or laptop, then at least let it be something beneficial. And before we go into it, welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, this channel is all about meaningful content, things that make you think, reflect, and grow. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs better recommendations than whatever is trending on Netflix right now. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep having conversations like this. Now let's get into it. The number one on this list, and honestly one of the most powerful Islamic series ever produced, is the Umar series, officially known as Umar. This series tells the story of Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu, from his days before Islam to his acceptance of Islam and eventually to his leadership as one of the greatest caliphs in Islamic history. And what makes this series different is not just the production quality but the depth. You don't just hear about Umar's strength, you see it. You don't just hear about justice, you see decisions being made, you see the pressure of leadership, you see the weight of responsibility. The Armored series, Armored, was released in 2012 and it consists of 30 episodes. Each episode is roughly 40 to 45 minutes long, so it is not something you rush, it is something you experience gradually. The series covers the life of Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu from before he accepted Islam all the way to his assassination, and what makes it powerful is that it doesn't just focus on battles, it focuses on transformation. You see Umar as a strong opponent of Islam at first, you see the moment his heart changes, you see how Islam reshapes his personality, then you see him grow into one of the greatest leaders in history. The storytelling is very detailed. It shows the early persecution of Muslims in Mecca. It shows the migration to Medina. It shows major battles like Badr and Uhud. It shows political decisions, governance, justice systems, expansion of the Muslim lands, and the internal challenges of leadership. You see how heavy leadership actually is. You see the sleepless nights. You see the fear of accountability before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Production-wise, it is one of the most expensive Islamic series ever made. The costumes, the sets design, the dialogue, the acting, everything was done with serious efforts. They were very careful with how they portrayed the Sahaba. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is never shown directly out of respect. Even some major companions are handled carefully. So what really makes this series stand out is the emotional impact. There are moments that will make you angry at injustice. There are moments that will genuinely make you reflect on your own level of responsibility as a Muslim today. And the best part, it doesn't feel like a lecture. It feels like a story, but at the same time, you are learning history, you are learning leadership, you are learning sacrifice, you are learning what it means to stand firm when the entire society is against you. If you have never watched it, this is not optional. This is one of those series every Muslim should experience at least once. So when you want to download this Umar series, you just go to Google Chrome and type in download Umar series, then add internet archive in front of your text. So it is going to bring up this website. You can click on it and download the series from it. Number 2 on the list is Lion of the Desert. It is a single historical movie released in 1981 and directed by Mustafa Akkad. The film stars Anthony Quinn as Omar Mukhtar and focuses on the Italian invasion of Libya in the early 20th century. The story is set during the period when Italy colonized Libya. Umar Mukhtar was not a king, not a politician, not a general trained in a military academy. He was a teacher of the Quran, but when his land was invaded, he became the leader of the resistance against the Italian forces. The movie shows how a small group of Libyan fighters, many of them poorly equipped, stood against a modern European army with advanced weapons. It highlights guerrilla warfare tactics, the harsh desert conditions, and the brutal strategies used by the Italian military to crush resistance. What makes this movie powerful is not just the war scenes, it is the character of Omar Mukhtar himself. He is portrayed as calm, principled, deeply religious, and morally firm. Even in battle, he refuses to betray his values. Even when captured, he refuses to beg or compromise his dignity. The film builds toward his eventual arrest and trial, where he is sentenced to execution in an attempt to break the spirit of the Libyan people. But instead of breaking them, his death turns him into a symbol of resistance and dignity. This is not just a war movie. It is a movie about faith under pressure, about standing for justice even when you know the odds are against you, about leadership that comes from conviction, not power. You can find this movie on Movie Box. Just head over to Google, search Movie Box, log in into the website and search for The Lion of the Desert, or better still, you can just go to the Play Store and download the app.